For some, federation is a mystery. What exactly is it? Others question whether the dollars they give to federation do any good. A few ask, what's in it for me? And still others wonder whether federation is relevant in today's world. All these questions lead me to raise one further question. What would be the void in our community if there were no federation? To me, federation is a vital connection, like the hub of a wheel, a central enabler for our Jewish community and importantly for Jewish people throughout the world. I use the analogy of a wheel hub because the federation doesn't make the wheel move on its own, nor is that federation's primary purpose. While federation is where many of the community's issues are directed, vetted, and hopefully resolved, federation's central mission is to raise funds and to disperse them wisely to promote the welfare of the Jewish community. The spokes attached to the web, to the hub, are essential to the movement of the wheel, and those essential spokes are our partner Jewish agencies, institutions, and synagogues. While federation does some programming, the heavy lifting programmatically is done through our Jewish partner agencies, institutions, and synagogues, who render social services, promote Jewish education and identity, and provide the religious fabric to sustain us and our children. For those of you who come here as professionals and volunteers of our partners, we thank you for your excellence in serving our community. We would not have a vibrant Jewish community in Kansas City without our partners, and we, as a federation, have endeavored to do as much as we can with the resources at our disposal to support their efforts. Last year, through your generosity, we were able to fund 71 local programs and 33 programs in Israel and abroad. Many of these programs would be unable to exist or function at their current quality level without the support of Federation. The Federation volunteers who give their time and the many donors who contribute to our annual campaign, I also want to say thank you. Obviously, nothing that Federation is able to accomplish could be done without you. Unfortunately, the quality that our Jewish community now enjoys is not guaranteed forever. With an aging Jewish population in Kansas City and much of the giving coming from the older segment, unless Federation is able to enhance its support, it is far from certain we will be able to provide needed funding to preserve quality Jewish education, support to those less fortunate among us, and help ensure the just dignity and care for our elderly. Anyone who's done it knows it is hugely difficult to raise $5 million a year and do it starting from zero each year. Interestingly, this daunting task will not rest on the shoulder of others, but our own shoulders going forward. You and me, as Michael Jackson put it, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Each of us will decide what the future will hold for the Jewish community in Kansas City. Importantly, we cannot rise a generous community only in support of Jewish crises in Israel or elsewhere in the world. Here in America, and particularly in Kansas City, where we are a very small community, the challenge of sustaining Jewish life in a quality manner is very real and present each day. And yes, unfortunately, it is expensive, but we need to rise to the challenge. Tonight, we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Operation Exodus, one of the most important events in modern Jewish history. Incredibly, the Jewish Agency for Israel, working with the Israeli government, resettled over 1 million former emigres in Israel from the Soviet Union. We'll hear more about this later from Misha Galperin of Jaffe, who is our honored guest speaker. In Kansas City, Federation led the way in resettling nearly 1,000 of our Russian brothers and sisters, helping them escape from their perilous plight in the Soviet Union to lands of opportunity and religious freedom. Operation Exodus was a landmark achievement from which we not only benefited as a Jewish people, but indeed the entire world. I was in St. Petersburg, Russia, about 5 weeks ago, and had the pleasure of listening to a cantoral concert in the great synagogue there. The cantor then entertained a question and answer period afterwards, and the the group I was with was not a Jewish-sponsored group. And the cantor was asked, if you had the opportunity to come to the United States and work, would you do that? And he said, definitely yes, without any hesitation. Later, I talked to him privately, and he confirmed some of the problems that are facing Jews in the Soviet Union. And it pointed out to me that in Russia, even today, Jews cannot really live comfortably. The migration of Russian Jews as a result of Operation Exodus was, and today continues to be, an essential impetus to the fulfillment of the lives of those who have been resettled and for their children and for generations to come. Now looking back, what a thrilling accomplishment to have as a community so fundamentally change the lives of so many of our fellow Jews. As the song begins, it was 20 years ago today, Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. They've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. From Operation Exodus to the present, the Jewish Federation has not gone in and out of style, but has steadfastly stood in support of our local and global community. And through its activities, we can all feel a glowing inner smile. 20 years ago, we worked with the Jewish Family Services and the Jewish Vocational Service to ensure emigres receive counseling, language skills, and job opportunities. Today, through Federation, we continue to work with the JFS to provide counseling subsidies, emergency financial assistance, and support a new enhanced Jewish Employment Services Program, a joint program of JFS and JVS, to help people in economic need access resources in a timely manner in the midst of our Great Recession. 20 years ago, we partnered with area synagogues to help resettle families, welcome them to Kansas City's Jewish community, and avail them of the resources for a Jewish identity. Today, we work with synagogues to enhance Jewish education and identity for our children and young families through the collaborative Teachers Education Initiative, which has provided professional development for dozens of religious school teachers. And we fund PJ Library, in which Kansas City has the highest per capita enrollment relative to its potential constituency of any city in the country, with over 700 children currently participating. 20 years ago, with our partner agencies, synagogues, and individual community members, we partnered to ensure that every resettled family in Kansas City had food on their table. Today, we provide essential food for the hungry through our work with the Welfare Support Program and the Likud School Lunch Program of the Joint Distribution Committee. 20 years ago, we worked with the Jewish Community Center and the Hyman Brand Hebrew Academy to provide scholarships for newly resettled children, enabling them to attend Jewish preschool, daycare, day school, and after-school care. Today, we continue to ensure that hundreds of Jewish children in Kansas City each year have access to Jewish early childhood development, day camps, and after-school programs, and that those children with special needs receive the attention they deserve through Sesson. And in recognition of the major importance of having a Jewish day school in Kansas City, Federation provides scholarships and financial aid to students at the HBHA equal to nearly $2,000 for every student to enable all to benefit from the outstanding Jewish education offered by HBHA. 20 years ago, we worked with agencies to ensure that the newly resettled senior adults had proper medical care and safe space to meet others. Today, we continue our work helping hundreds of seniors each month through, among many programs, our support of JFS's Help at Home program, the JCC's Heritage Center, a subsidy to residents at Village Shalom in their assisted living segment, and funds for Eshel's supportive community program in Ramla, Israel. It is with great pride that we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Operation Exodus, a truly important and significant event just 2 decades ago. We brought the Jewish moral compass to our campaign then, saying it was about the living covenant that has been the Jewish story for thousands of years. But just as we did 20 years ago, the Federation today continues to inspire generosity, improves lives, and strengthens our community both locally and globally. Our imperative today is no less than it was 20 years ago. The challenge remains, and it is up to all of us as a community, to respond.